Hello again, whiskey friends. Thanks for joining everybody for another Whiskey Wednesday. Quite the Whiskey Wednesday, too. We have week 2 of our Advent Challenge, and we've got a special guest in the back, Chris from Bourbon of the Week. Excited to hang out with Chris yet again. And this week 2 Advent pour, I can't wait to go through the reveal. This was quite the divisive one. The range of scores and answers and guesses that we got on this one is going to be quite surprising. But there are a couple people that really nailed it, and maybe it's different people than last week. We're going to find out. So thank you for joining today, Whiskey Friends. Let's kick off the show. Well, let's bring in Kelsey first. Kelsey, why don't you say hi to everybody and let us know what you thought of this week 2 pour.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I thought it was good, not great. Felt it was a little crafty. Some craft notes and some barrel notes that were a little crafty as well. But good. I enjoyed it. I do think that has some interesting stuff on the nose that we'll get into a little bit later, but overall, a very enjoyable pour. So way less hot than last week's. We weren't up in the 130s this week.
Nothing that high.
So
was last week's pour that hot?
Yeah, it's like 131, I think is what you said.
Okay.
So, barrel-proof Jack, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, yeah, Jack, that's it. That was it. Yeah, it was 133. Yeah, I guess it's potentially a little lighter than that. Maybe it'll surprise you.
But all good, man. I'm excited for tonight. Got Chris on. You know what's funny is he talks way less slow talking to him than he does on his videos. So I don't know if it's because he's used to doing shorts and has to...
Way less fast.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. You knew what I meant, not what I said. But anyway, I don't know if he was used to doing shorts, but it's like slowed down a whole lot talking to him backstage compared to what he does. So it's great to have him on. I always like to give him a hard time about that, but awesome dude. Enjoy hanging out with him. So it's going to be fun.
All right. Well, Darrell, why don't you say hi to everybody and give us your first impressions of this Advent pour before we get into it?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Another Wednesday. This pour was interesting. There's a couple notes which I think I know why Kelsey was saying craft. I don't know if it's necessarily craft, which we'll find out, but I can see why you would be going down that path. So yeah, pretty excited to see. Like the color's kind of crazy on it too. It's like really, really dark. And I kind of went all in, like I was telling these guys backstage, guys. So like either did really good or really bad again. We shall see. But it was good. There was a couple notes that were okay. Like I wouldn't say it's like a whiskey that I want to run out and grab immediately. That Jack from last week I really, really liked. So that's something that I would like venture to get. This one, not so much, but it wasn't bad whiskey. It's just a couple notes from it that was a little maybe off, but not like bad. It's kind of tough to really explain. Like it's not bad by any means. But when we get into it, and maybe the reveal would justify what it is, hopefully, if I'm correct. But we shall see. We shall see.
All right.
I'm hoping that you're not correct because last week you got a bunch of points. So I need to pick up some ground here.
One of you I may have given the points in the bottle on, but I guess we'll see. Maybe.
Jeez, that says a lot.
Well, let's bring on our special guest here. I think it's been a highlight of our year, getting to know Chris throughout the year. Chris first joined us on a live back in February. We were going through our blind flight tournament to crown our favorite bottle of 2023. We then got to collaborate with him on the Backbone picks in April, and we got to bookend it. We got to bookend these experiences with something fun. So we invited him for the Advent Challenge here today. So everybody, welcome Chris.
Thank you for having me, first and foremost. I will try and talk a little bit slower for our viewers out there on our live streams that I do. You're right, though, when it comes to the shorts. You got to fit everything into a minute to get it on YouTube. So I try to speed it up to get a little bit more information in there. But I will tell you, after listening to the two of you explain what you think this is, I can tell you right now I'm nervous. I'm a little bit nervous about what I think it is.
Maybe you crushed it and we
maybe
the ones that didn't get anything right. So
maybe I don't feel great about it. I will agree that I liked it, didn't love it. But I also went all in, like Darrell said. I kind of first two sips, I decided what I thought it was, and then kind of based my answers off of that. And then I told these guys on stage, there's a point where it says, hedge your bets if you want to. You know, you don't have to keep going down this path. And I was like, maybe I should think about this a little bit. But I didn't. I stuck with my guns and kept going.
That's Jeff's Jedi mind tricks that he tries to pull on everybody, like making you second guess yourself.
Yep. That's what I almost wanted to go straight back through, but I waited for tonight. We got half of a sample left, so let's get through this.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Kelsey, why don't we say hi to some people, and then we can get into the Advent Challenge a bit more.
Sounds good. Norseman is in here first. Cheers, Jay. And then Top Dog, good to see you, buddy. EJ, good to see you in here as well. Aloha and cheers to you as well. Uncorked is in here. Callie Drams, Jake is in the house. Tom, cheers to you, the Bourbon Jerk. I do owe you a package. It is coming. I promise. JG is in the house. 877 mash the like now. Please do that. Hit the like button on your way in. Cool Running is in the house. Cheers to you. Big winner last week. Douglas Papa. Cheers, Doug. Double winner last week. So we'll see. Adam Shelton is recovering from sickness. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. I know that you had some bad juju going on there for a while. Hopefully you're feeling better. Chris, good to see you in here. Bourbon of the week. Glad you could join us tonight, man. It was a lot of fun in Indianapolis. I have to say that.
Oof, too much fun. Too much fun.
Joe, the sample guy, is in the house. We do have this lovely lady coming on soon. 4 Leaf Whiskey will be joining us here in a few weeks.
Next week.
Next week. Gary Franchi. Now, I do have to say, this upcoming sticker is epic. I can't wait for you guys to see this sticker. It's so good. Tyler Smith is in the house. Cheers to you, Tyler. Big winner last year in our Advent Challenge. Tommy, good to see you in here, Tommy D. Peter B, good to see you in here as well. Henry Turner, Christmas with the Whiskey Friends. Cheers to you, Henry. I saw you eating some good barbecue over at Rise Barbecue this week. I was jealous. Mr. Mom 310 is in the house. Cheers to you as well. Prescription Bourbon, cheers. Hello again, Whiskey Friends, and JG and Gary Franchi and Tommy D. JJ's kicking us off. Let's get it started. As you can see, we do have some awesome giveaways tonight. As it scrolls across, I'm going to do a J. Henry flight. Chris is giving away a whole bottle of the Backbone pick from our trip, the Dusty Wonka, which is an 8-year MGP, which is absolutely phenomenal. Katie Turk is in the house. Cheers to you, my sweet friend. Good to see you in here. Our blending buddy, Wise Guy Stu, is in the house. Cheers to you, Stu.
What's up,
Hope
Stu?
you and your wife are doing well. Gandy is in the house. Cheers to you, Ricardo. Good to see you in here, man. Let's see who else we got. We're getting close. Our party buddy, Marty Party, is in the house. Let's go. Cheers to you, Marty. And I think the Turks are going to be on with him and the Bourbon Jerk tomorrow night doing a flight. So make sure you guys check them out and hang out. Russ L., cheers to you. Here's Darrell's competition. Cheers, Whiskey Friends. Christine Vasco has been kicking butt the last 2 years on all this stuff. He's going to give Darrell a run for his money. I can tell you that.
Hey.
Tom is in $5. Thank you for the support, Tom. Appreciate it, man. Again, like I said, he's hanging out with Marty and the Turks tomorrow night. Prescription Bourbon is in for $5. Thank you so much. We'll get you guys entered to win. Trev Kunkel is in here. Good to see you, Trev.
Yeah.
And speaking of Trev's, the Bourbon Ranch is in Germany now, but he will be back soon and be on one of our weeks as well for the Advent. So hope he has a great trip. Roman Carter, Sagamore Double Open, still awesome. Or cast strengths are so good. I agree.
Nice, yes.
Sagamore and Austin cast strengths are really good.
Got a few of each of those.
Mark and Ed, good to see you in here. And Mark Vasco is in here as well.
All right.
Connoisseur Cigar is in, and Uncorked is in for a giveaway tonight. Lake City Barbecue, cheers to you as well. Miracle Martinez is in the house. Thank you. 4 Leaf Whiskey, looking forward to seeing you on here next time. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a flight from Stacy that we get to drink, so I'm excited about drinking some Irish whiskey. I think we're caught up. So
Awesome. And as Kelsey mentioned, he's going to be giving away a flight of J. Henry tonight. Chris is putting up an entire bottle of the Dusty Wonka. I am going to curate a lucky winner, a advent calendar, essentially 12 days of Christmas, and I'll put that together for you and make you a nice box, and I'll get that to you as quick as you can so that you can enjoy it the rest of December. And then Darrell is putting a flight of Old Forester together. That'll include a few bourbons and a single barrel rye. So get in on those super chats, and I'm excited to curate that calendar for somebody. I do that
absolutely.
for family and friends every year. It's actually my no floor whiskey plan. It's to
1 minute, but go ahead. Sorry.
share as much as I can at the holiday season.
that's funny.
With like 12 days of Christmas calendars.
I know you got quite the collection to pick through, so that'll be nice for anybody who wins that.
Absolutely. I do want to say thanks to the community and everybody that supported our launch. I know Jeff probably was going to hit on that. We did sell out of every single bottle of the hulling station. So you guys that got that bottle, hi Nadia, are going to do well and enjoy that. So make sure that you give us our thoughts on Patreon channels, what you guys think, what you like about it, some thoughts, even tasting notes are appreciated. Anything that you want to do, but thank you for helping us sell out through that really fast. So great fun times. I emailed them this week to thank them for such an amazing experience and pick, and hopefully line up something for us after the first of the year. So we'll see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I still think that might be my favorite of our picks thus far. Man, this hulling station that we got, Chris, was a 8-year, but it's 44% rye. Oh man, it's a berry bomb. I don't think I've ever said that about an MGP in that way, but it is
Right.
so good. My preview bottle of it is actually down to its last pour.
It's no good.
Yeah,
Not all me. It was a lot of people have liked it as well.
my whiskey friends at on Monday nights, they hit that one hard the last 2 Mondays, and I'm down past halfway, I think, on it. I just kept drinking it, and then they kept drinking it. So
It's a
it was a
dangerous
lot of
one.
fun. Yeah, it was. So
All right.
Sorry about that.
Trevor, you are in. Hey, Dana.
Dana,
Cheers, Miss Whack. Did you guys dive in? Are we nosing the Advent?
Why don't you dive
I've been
in?
nosing it this whole time.
So we've got the one thing that we're doing with the Advent Challenge. So sent out a flight of 4 samples to 17 participants who opted into this challenge from our Patreon group. And Kelsey, Darrell, and Chris got the sample as well. They all submitted answers in advance. So I will show everybody the answers here in just a moment. But now we can talk freely about it because everyone's answers are submitted. So I know we got a bit into it at the intro here, but yeah, Chris, you've been nosing it for a while. Why don't you walk us through what you're thinking?
That's the thing, guys. I don't know what it is on the nose. This is where, like, when Kelsey said it's craft, this is where I can see the craft side of things is off the nose. Is kind of like, I don't want to say it's finished, but at the same time, it's giving me something on the nose that's different than like your traditional bourbon or rye, which is what's throwing me off.
I don't think it's a finish in the sense of like a wine finish or another, cognac or anything like that. I think it's double oak.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that, because that's the way that I went as well.
Yeah,
as towards a double oaking process, personally.
I'm in a similar way. I went toasted though instead of. I guess it's technically double oak, but
I
double oak.
I went toasted as well. As
Yeah.
well. But same consideration.
Yeah, because double oak.
I'm glad I wasn't. That makes me feel a little bit better about where I was. I'm not totally off on things, but that's what the nose was giving me, that sweetness from a toasted barrel type of thing.
Yeah, the craft notes that I think you're getting is I hope it's toasted. It's something like that, but I think that's what it is, because I think the age is actually relatively high, but the toasted aspect of it makes it taste youthful. And I found that in actually more than a few different bottles. 10-year-old stuff, 11-year-old stuff, they toasted and it came across as 6-7-year-old stuff.
Makes
like
me
this
feel
one,
even
when
better
you
about my
taste
guesses.
when you taste it, it has that raw sawdusty note on the palate, which is that one singular note that I was like, that kind of rubs me a little off, but like the liquid itself isn't bad. It's just that note towards the mid and back of the palate, which is like that, literally like you just milled a barrel.
So Kelsey and Darrell, assuming this is like a double oaked or a toasted, what's your like overall opinion on that type of process in general? Or do you like double oaked toasted stuff, or are you not really a big fan of it?
Depends on who's doing it.
Yeah.
Like I know that we love Foregate stuff. Obviously, we talked to Bob and Bill over there and what they do, but there's the barrels that he's talking about are some of the ones that they did where I felt like they left it in too long on the toast, and it came across really odd is the best way to describe it, because we know the whiskey's older because of that age statement typically on them. What I will say about this particular one is this comes across more sharp and ethanol forward than the stuff that Darrell's talking about that's older. I don't remember getting any ethanol forwardness on any of those double oak that they did. Cheers, OH, but I did like it. That's where the craft notes that I was getting on it were the toasted part of it, but also the youthfulness of the alcohol vapors being more towards the front part of the nose, which makes me think that it's younger than I said. It was like 4 years old, 4 to 6 years old. Like I don't get that.
See,
I didn't go that far, but I didn't go as far as Darrell. You think this is 10 years plus?
No, not plus. I kind of hedged slightly. I think it may be like a 9 to 10-year-old product, but I think the toasted aspect is bringing it way down. Like, because it's very viscous, right? Like it coats the glass, like the legs are crazy, But like when I first sipped this, I immediately thought Buzzard's Roost cigar rye. Then I was like, wait, I poured mine and nosed it, and I was like, no, I don't think it's a rye. Like I was leaning more towards bourbon, but like it was that note, and the cigar rye kind of has it, but it's blended nicely. So it kind of, you don't really have like that sawdust, but you get a lot of that barrel influence, which you get all over this. But
I think I went back and forth. I went back and forth between bourbon and rye a lot more than I thought I was going to. So I initially drank it, and I initially thought bourbon, and then as I kind of worked my way through some of the other questions, I was like, wait a minute, it's not this finish. I don't think it's that, but like when we talked about that toasted, like is that toasting taking over the glass from that rye? Like is it bringing down that rye influence a little bit? And I mean, there's some low double oak, high rye, obviously over 51%, but some lower rye content, bourbony ryes that are double oaked or toasted. That's where I was like, maybe this is a double oaked rye, and I didn't end up going that way, but I definitely had that conversation with myself a lot longer than I thought I was going to.
Agreed. I did the same
Man.
thing, man. Did the same thing.
Oh yeah,
My
the
initial thought
DMC was on there
19.
with the rum. Mark's excited to get in here tonight.
Let's see how many points I didn't get this time.
You did better than last week, Mark. I'll spoil that for you. OH.
Mm-hmm.
95.5 is
95.5.
I thought it was a rye. Is what I thought.
You did go rye?
Yep.
See, I don't hate that. I don't know if I'd go 95.5 rye though.
Yeah, I was up in the air between rye. Like I said, I immediately thought that Buzzard's Roost. Then I went down like the bourbon route. I do think it's MGP. I'll say that.
Interesting.
Just not sure.
Okay, so we're both MGP.
Though,
We're both toasted.
Jeffrey didn't share with me.
You can
Sorry,
go
Dan.
downstairs and grab whatever you want, Dan.
Unrestricted
Unrestricted access.
Their cigar rye is so different on a couple different levels. One, it's always going to be like a light to a medium toast, typically. But the way that they do the actual smoke of the tobacco infused with that, I think helps bring down those type of notes that are turnoffs on a toasted product. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. Like their stuff doesn't come across like this. I just immediately thought that on first sip because of the influence of that barrel and that like that raw oak in a sense. But when I have batch 2. I didn't have any more batch 1, which this is what it kind of reminded me of. But batch 2 didn't come across like this. Similarities.
You and I are on the same page, brother. That's exactly what I said.
Yep.
I disagree with it being MGP. Okay.
And then
that said Watershed though.
Watershed 4-year. And he also said rating 3 out of 10. So I knew going into this, especially giving it to everyone blind, this was probably going to be the most divisive, maybe, of the 4 samples. But the ratings 1 to 10 went between a 3 and Stu was the lowest. And there were a couple people that gave it 9s and were raving about it. So definitely a wide range on this flavor profile.
I think it has to do with whether or not you've tasted something like this before.
I agree.
If you've tasted something like this before, I think you're going to tend to score it lower. If you haven't tasted something like this before, I think you're going to tend to rate it higher. That's
Kelsey, you said you thought it was lower proof than 130.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is like lower than the teens, or you think this is like one teens?
107 is what I said.
107. What, Darrell? Where are you leaning on?
I was right around there. I think I went 109.
See, I went higher, but then I got nervous too because toasted always. I feel like toast always adds like a little bit of extra kick for me.
Yeah,
so I was kind of scared to go where I was, but
I'm gonna share Jay's a secret that Jason from Mash and Drum shared with me, and I've used it ever since then. Is to put the whiskey towards the front of your tongue, and the spicier that it gets on the front of your tongue, the higher the proof. Going up from 100, and it's really helped me delve into, especially when it's finished or something that I'm not real quite sure about is covering. And then also between that and how much alcohol vapor I get off the nose is another clue for me.
96 UNOH? What?
Dang. I'm high on all of it. I'm high on this.
That low, but
no,
I'm a little nervous now.
It's really easy drinking. I will say that.
I can't be.
Let's get into it here. Everyone's guessing, throwing their answers out there. Let's just see what everyone thought.
Oh
As
God.
he grins, it makes me nervous when he grins like that.
So once again, we had 17 competitors, and then in addition, Kelsey, Darrell, and Chris in this week's challenge. So good luck to everybody on their submissions this week, and hopefully you enjoyed exploring it, even if you didn't enjoy the sample. But what we had everyone do was guess proof, age, type, finish, state, distillery, and bottle. So a lot of guesses, and they got to do this on a Google form behind the scenes. Recap of last week. OH and the Vascos. OH and the Vascos went crazy last week. And last week was that Jack Daniel single barrel. For me, the purpose I purposefully chose that one because I did think it tasted more like Old Forester than it did Jack Daniels, and a lot of people guessed Old Forester as well. So I was being a little trickster on that one, but also wanted to give everybody a hey, Jason.
Say his name. You say his name 3 times. He shows up.
Secrets, Jay. Sorry.
Subject.
By the way,
give everybody something down the middle, kind of, before I threw the curveball of week 2.
Oh,
throw this out. Do not miss tonight. He's finally got Brent Elliott on from Four Roses. I know he's been working on it. I've emailed Brent myself on his behalf to try to get him lined out with Jay. So do not miss tonight's stream.
Oh, and I didn't say anything. Now, I don't think he's doing Blend Again tonight because of the interview, but
Right.
I did move on last week. I was so surprised. Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic blend.
Ooh. I actually, just in case Jason asked me for more, I had enough components to make a batch 2. So I was like, I better do this now rather than do it last minute. So
I would make another one
some
if I
more.
were you.
I'll share some more with you, Chris, when it if I don't
please
need it.
do.
Nice.
All right.
So how did we do? Uh-oh.
All right.
God, I don't even want to know.
Let's get into it. Week 2. So on the proof guesses, we did have a wide range of guesses going across the board, but for the most part, everyone coupled between this 110 to 119 mark. That is where Chris was as well.
Bang. Be right.
What was the proof?
And it was 113.5. So we did have 2 people, the Vascos and Mark B, guess 114. You nailed it.
Vascos.
You get all the points, and you get to share in the bonus point there. So congratulations on getting that one. All right.
This guy's good.
Dang.
So then on the age guesses,
He kicking butt.
once again, all around, did have someone guess 3 years, had someone guess 10 years. So we did have a big spread. For the most part, everyone was coupling in the 6 to 7 year range. Chris, you were right there as well.
Give it to me. Bang.
Boom!
Yeah.
7-year age statement here.
Bang.
Now, keep in mind
What
with
did I
that,
say,
the
9, right?
TTB did change the rule about a year ago. We talked about this with 4-gate, that finishing is now a part of that age statement as well. So, spoiler alert, it is finished, but that plays into how that age statement comes about as well. So, Chris, Doug Papa, and Big Vic nailed it.
Way to go,
And
Big Vic.
you get the bonus points. You all get to share that one too.
I'm getting my butt kicked.
Ooh, Chuck D. Chuck D is in. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, Chuck D.
I'll get you added on there in just a moment. Thank you so much. All right. So then, when it came to the type, bourbon,
I went back
rye.
and forth. I guess I thought it was a rye.
bourbon, rye, American whiskey, single malt. Now, Chris, you kept saying you went back and forth. Is it a bourbon? Is it a rye? Is it a bourbon?
This was the hardest part for me.
It's tricky because it's a boo rye, which is very mean of me.
That's just rude. So bourbon and rye gets points?
But if you guessed American whiskey, you get it. And we had one person guess American whiskey, and that was Ben.
So we don't get points for rye or bourbon?
Nope. I put American whiskey there, and I even put in quotes, boo rye.
Yeah, but bourbon
blend.
could be American whiskey.
This is
You can couple
labeled
that.
as a blend of whiskeys.
No, but
And
I'm
this
saying
is
a bourbon.
officially
If somebody
an American
if you
whiskey.
put a bourbon in there and somebody says American whiskey.
Go to the form. I was
Oh
specific.
my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. I'm gonna guess American whiskey every time I think it's a bourbon.
This is pulling some
or rye.
nice whiskey shit. That's 100% right.
Jason, stick around for the reveal.
Oh God.
So any American rye would be American whiskey. Any American bourbon would be American whiskey. Jeffrey.
I said in parentheses exactly what I meant by American
F
whiskey.
your
on the
parentheses.
form.
What
F
did
your
your parentheses
parentheses.
say? What did your
What I
parentheses
said.
say?
Parentheses gate right here.
I even put boo rye right in front there just to see if I could get somebody to click on it. And I did. And his name is Ben. Congratulations.
You don't know how long I sat in front of my camera with nothing on, by the way. I didn't record this. Just wondering if this was bourbon or rye.
That's pretty bad.
Ah,
When it came to finished, not finished, almost an equal split there, but this is double oaked and it is finished.
Is it toasted?
It is not toasted.
interesting. I went toasted as well.
That's right. Read that fine print, Darrell. Come on. You've been hanging out with
Bourbon's
me enough.
American whiskey, so I'm still right.
So the key to all of this, everybody, for next year is that when Jeff puts something in parentheses,
It's probably that.
I'm doing it for a reason.
At one
It's
point
probably that.
But see, now that I know people expects it, I'm going to put like 3 different things in parentheses across all these.
You'll forget. You won't.
You got to
remember.
be specific. American
You
whiskey
won't be.
covers everything in America.
I was specific. I said exactly what I meant.
Let's get Nancy's opinion on this.
Nancy.
I
You're gonna
agree.
agree with me, not Jeff.
I think she's going to agree with us, Jeffrey.
Yeah, American whiskey is bourbon.
You needed to pick the
American
one that
whiskey
best
is a-
described what the type
You
was.
didn't say that.
Now, the state,
Who's got the challenge flag?
people
Yeah, I know.
coupled on
Where's the red?
Indiana, had a few Ohios leading back to Stu's watershed. Kelsey was in that bucket as well, but it is indeed Indiana. Then in terms of the whiskey rating, as I was saying before, for the most part, a lot of people rated it as an 8. A few rated as a 9 and were raving about it the moment they opened their sample bottle. Then you had other people like Stu, and I think maybe Adam Shelton as well, are in that 0 to 5 category. So once again, it gives you that range of opinions when you do something like this. And I think that's one of the most enjoyable things about giving everybody the same sample.
The more people he can piss off, the happier he is.
I
need to
know
know
I'm
I need to know what this mash bill is what's going to tell. That's going to. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So then in terms of
You
the
can read that,
distillery guesses, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He's
Mhm.
just trying to be
Uh-huh.
contentious.
Let's see
You
how
know,
many
the
points I lose by before I start yelling.
the NFL's calling me up too, and I get to ref for the Chiefs here soon. So
That's a catch. That's a catch.
That's coming from a Bengals and a Browns fan, though. Just keep that in mind.
So when it came to distillery guesses, lots of MGP, as I said before. Someone wrote Ross and Squibb, which always hurts my tongue.
That was me.
Had some Old Foresters, some Bardstown, some Westlands. So we had a wide range there, even a JT Mellick. But the distillery was MGP to fit with that Indiana. 9 right answers total. And then for the bottle guesses, Hard Truth Maple Brulee came up. I thought that was a pretty good guess. I actually got to drive down there and get that at some point. The Whiskey War Double Oaked came up. Watershed. Then it fit the theme that Chris and Darrell were talking about. Penelope Toasted, Sagamore Rum Cass, Double Barreled Rye from Bardstown. Penelope Toasted actually came up twice.
I was going to say, this came across more of a double oaked than a toasted to me. It had too much oak on it to be a toasted product, in my opinion.
I want to know who else put Penelope Toasted. I'm curious.
I think it was Darrell. Didn't you put Penelope Toasted, Darrell?
No, I was up in the air between
No.
all of those. So Buzzard's Roost
Okay.
Toasted. I did Foregate though. Foregate Toasted.
You did the Foregate? Okay.
Yeah.
can
I
look
went.
that
I
up
went with
later.
one of the Penelope Toasted. That's why I was curious.
You got points. Vic. You did get points.
You did. You got some points, Vic. You got some points. Thank you, Vic. I'll get you in there in just a moment. So, I did have another controversy here, but I did
Mhm.
give Kelsey the points. Now, Kelsey only said one double, and this is actually the
Ooh,
double
God,
whiskey
here we
war.
go.
I don't know, but if rye's not bourbon, but double's the double. I don't know. I don't
thought
know.
Whiskey War was their own juice.
No, it's MGP. It's a blend of MGP ryes and bourbons.
Interesting. Okay.
So, with that in mind, for everybody that got to try this and everyone that's interested in the craziness that we talked about, this was a single barrel pick from the Party Source, which is a local store by me. just so happens this week, not planned at all, the Mash and Journey is releasing their single barrel of the Whiskey War Double Double this Friday called Barrel Flies. Jason invited me on that pick, so I've gotten to try that one. I would say that one is more fruit forward and has a lighter profile than this one. The Jason one is 6.5 years versus the 7 years in this one, but I think this one had definitely a darker profile. So excited to get into that one, and that one is one heck of a bottle.
Well, there you go. Throwing down knowledge again, always.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely been a flavor drift there. I agree. I've enjoyed the single barrels that have come out, Nancy, that are, 10 years old these days, but there is that distillate from, 2005 to 2012. That's probably my sweet spot for MGP. Yeah, Jason, do you like that plug? That timing was perfect.
Tyler, I am so mad.
Yeah. Jeff,
Like I said, people, are you serious? I only got 6 points. Please tell me that's not the combined score that I have.
No, that's just this week. Though Kelsey got the bottle guess, you guessed Whiskey War is the distillery, and you guessed Ohio is the state. So you had it all, except you went all in on the wrong things. I felt really bad when I saw your score, Kelsey. That's why I kind of gave you the bottle guess as well.
So feel bad points. That's what we're doing now, huh?
That, Ron, that's it for this one. The double on this one, especially at 7 years, definitely comes across just darker and richer than the other ones. I knew that was going to throw everybody off when I got it. But yes, I do miss the fruits that I get on the regular release, and then Jason's has some great fruit on it as well. With the
what's funny is I went down the Driftless Glen road when I first smelled this, and then I thought, no, that's way craftier, and it has to be something from Watershed or something like that because of the way that the palate came across.
So game of inches on that one. And in the end, Mark B and yet again, the Vascos up at the top of the leaderboard. Big Vic there as well. Big week. But Mark Emmenecker, huge comeback. Stick in the game, buddy. And Todd Ritter up there too. But
Chris,
amongst our panel here tonight, Chris takes home the title.
Nailed it.
Listen, I want to thank everybody in the chat. Without you guys, I would never be here right now. So no, I'm just kidding. No, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I do want to know who else guessed Penelope Toasted. The second I sipped it was like what I was rolling with the rest of the way. I don't know why I went that direction. I've never had this particular bottle or anything like that. I do want to also throw the red flag on Burr Rye being an American whiskey, but we can discuss that at another time.
I totally agree.
I need points for that, Jeff.
If I go into websites and look up this whiskey, both on OHLQ and Party Source, it's under American whiskey. That's the category.
I think next year, Darrell and I are going to curate this.
You made that
the rules are.
You made that exact same comment last year, Kelsey, and then I just floated under the radar and snuck it on you anyway. But
it was Emmenecker, Chris, that said the Penelope.
Oh, okay.
Root beer and mint chocolate chip. So look out for that drop this Friday, everybody. There we go. Jason. Boom.
Who says Jason is right?
Stop it. Get up. Hide that comment. I just said I'm going to just say American whiskey from now on. Anytime I think it's a bourbon or a rye, because technically I'll be right.
So we've got 20 minutes left. I did send another blind flight that was much nicer to you guys.
I don't even want to taste it.
I'm just disgusted at this
Thanks
point.
for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh.
So feel free to start nosing those. I'm going to go through the rest of the leaderboard here, but we got about 20 minutes, and we'll want to let off in time there. Send everybody over to Jason for his interview.
MGP vibes.
But when it comes,
we're on A, obviously.
So you guys go smell through the samples, and then we can start talking about them. A through
B is gross.
C.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "What is B?"
B is gross, dude. You said it was being nice.
Weird. So with week 1 and week 2 combined, Vasco's huge lead. OH, EJ, Big Vic, Todd Ritter right behind, and then a whole lot of people sitting there at 14, 13 points. So
What am I? Oh, wait. Slide button. Slide in 22 and 11.
Ah!
Wait, that's the combined. Kelsey, you got 11 points?
Yeah,
That's it?
Dang.
that's it.
I take it easy.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Six and then 5.
he's already
I
mad
thought
at me,
you had
Darrell.
7 on week 1. I thought you had 7 on week 1 and like 6 this time. I'm not trying to rub it in.
See, we got.
Wait,
Nancy.
what did she say? Yep, Abura is legally under American whiskey. We had that issue at Wyoming whiskey without writer since the original. Okay, but Nancy, is a bourbon an American whiskey, and is a rye an American?
That's the question.
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
What? Bourbon is American whiskey.
It's not
There's no way
classified
around
as
it.
American whiskey. It's classified as a bourbon.
It's American whiskey. It has to be distilled in America for it to be bourbon, right?
Our fingers, thumbs, and our thumbs, fingers. Come on, guys.
So one more thing before I shut down the slideshow here, but we did do a photo contest for Thanksgiving. We picked 3 winners amongst our photo submissions. You are on the wheel tonight if you had a winning picture. So congratulations first to Jason Norseman here, showing us his epic pour of turkey with that delicious looking plate. Loved the baked beans there as well. Then my favorite one, and Kelsey's too, Mark Bauer. Man, I have a feeling him and I have the exact same sense of humor. But he showed us his epic Thanksgiving meal with the Franks in a blanket with the ancient age. And then congratulations to Doug H as well, loading as many turkey bottles with that decanter in there as he could. Also peppering in some Hello Again Whiskey Friends and Bourbon of the Week picks there in the background with the Sticky Icky and the Dusty Wonka. So if you're interested, link in the description to join our private Facebook group. If you're here, you really should be in that group. That's how we can do some communication and news, and we'll keep doing these photo contests. All right. So why don't you guys get into the blind here? You've had some chance to get into it.
ACB.
All right, all right. B is definitely last, and A is definitely first. So I guess C has to be.
You guys don't like B?
No.
I don't even like the nose on B.
Negative. It's gross.
What don't you like about it?
It's nutty.
I get that. That's immediately what I was thinking, but I don't.
It's
I
tanniny.
don't mind it.
Yeah, the tannins is what I think I'm getting.
Nutty and tanniny.
Is it the highest proof?
Hmm.
I think C is the highest proof.
I would have to drink.
You think
through
C is
again.
higher than B?
If I had to guess, just off of my gut reactions, I'm going to say C is the highest.
I think they're close, but yeah, I would probably agree with you there.
Oh man, freaking A so bright.
Thank you for A. The other 2 I could take or leave.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. A's definitely stand out for me. B, I don't love it.
Darrell, what do you think here?
I like B.
You would.
Is it a
I
burr
do.
rye or is it an American? I mean, a bourbon.
Well, let's
or-
not go there again. It's
No,
not a
exactly.
blue eye.
Freaking-
Let's leave that alone.
Probably a Scotch distilled in America to him. Yeah, I like that. Hold on.
I love this comment. This is such a Nancy comment. So you can legally make bourbon in Switzerland, but it sucks.
I never heard this fact before.
It's really interesting.
Is that true?
Yeah.
If she's putting it there, it's
If we
true.
put it in there, I guarantee
Sure.
you.
I mean, she's
Most
not gonna
likely
lie to
true.
us. Switzerland wouldn't sign that. Those sons of guns always staying out of everything.
Yep. They're staying neutral.
They're saying, well, maybe we want to make some bourbon one day. Maybe we want to.
Cheers, Chris. Good to see you in here, buddy.
Hey,
I
buddy.
think I go ABC. I like B.
No, I don't.
See, I like C. I know Kelsey said he could take it or leave it. I like C. I don't have any problems with C.
I do too. I just think B is like a little bit unique, which I kind of look for sometimes in some whiskey.
C isn't bad. It's just, to me, A is the complete standout, like by leaps and bounds over the other two.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't think A is MGP.
No? My first initial nose, I thought MGP.
There is no MGP in this flight. I will say that.
Did you think
B
was
MGP gel?
Heaven Hill nuttiness or Jim Beam nuttiness?
I would lean more towards Beam nuttiness than Heaven Hill.
In my non-liking Jim Beam, I'm going to go with more Beam than Heaven Hill.
Yeah, I thought it was more of a Beam product too. The more I sip B, the less I hate it, but I'm still ACB.
It's interesting that the nuttiness is hitting you, so we'll go back into that one on this particular pour. I'm very intrigued, though. I know.
It's
I wonder. I'm getting it quite more tonight as well.
I'm wondering if your glass is affecting it too, Jeff. The glass that you're using.
Maybe.
No, because he's getting the nuttiness that we're getting.
I'm getting the nutties.
Okay, I thought you said you weren't. I'm sorry.
So, did this blind with an agenda in mind? So it does look like B is consensus last place, with it being last for Chris and for Kelsey. Darrell, you had it second.
Mm-hmm.
So what we are drinking here is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and it is the C924.
Okay.
Maybe Jason and I were right with each other. I just didn't like it.
I just did my review of it too. I did not like it.
Man, this is a divisive batch.
So what's funny, I just sampled it yesterday. And I was up in the air. Like I actually probably took 2 pours from it to let it kind of air out a bit. I was actually going to revisit today, but I love Heaven Hill. Hence probably why like that's second for me. And I love like that nuttiness. I thought Beam though, instead of Heaven Hill, to be honest, but I like it. Not as much as you like it, Jeff, for this C batch. I thought it was going to be a little bit better, but I got to revisit anyway. I kind of cracked it yesterday and dived in, but it's
the tannin really put me off on this one. Like it's very drying and very tannin forward on the finish, and leaves it with like a bitter taste in your mouth.
That's exactly where I'm at with it.
Yeah,
I do remember mine tasting a little different, but like this stuff, it's hard for me not to like Heaven Hill.
Wow.
It's kind of like you licked a stamp or an envelope, that flavor that it leaves in your mouth afterwards. That's what I'm getting.
Where is mine? Oh, mine's up
I don't know. I get some good fruits mid palate. I just got like a good like raspberry note there.
Did you guys get all 3 batches this year, or just a couple of them? Or
I got all 3.
Do you have like a unanimous order of the 3?
I would say BAC.
Okay.
I would have to go back. I'm not even sure, to be honest.
I'm gonna go.
I was just curious. I only buy. Unfortunately, here in Pennsylvania, they drop so late that by the time I get them, I have the capability of watching everybody else's opinion on them. So I don't bother when people tell me. I'm just like, I'm not gonna spend the money if it's not C923. I'm not really interested.
Yeah, that was a good batch.
Yeah.
Ooh. Pop.
The nose just got nice though. Nose got nicer.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Matt T. All right. Thanks,
Cheers,
buddy.
Papa.
All right. Now,
No changed on B. Shit, but
Darrell, you put C as your number 1?
no A. But it's
Okay,
toss
so
up
we
for
all
me
had A.
between and B.
Okay.
Yep. Now, this is really what the blind is about. It was A versus C.
See, I think they're close.
You think they're close, but everybody's A, right?
Everybody's A.
Yeah. A
All right.
slightly over B for me.
So C is Bardstown Discovery Series 11.
Interesting.
I like that.
Wow.
Is A
I
12?
like that.
And A is 12.
Really?
That surprises me. Way surprises me.
I wanted to sneak this one in, and then I coupled it with the ECBP right in the middle, just to
I'm curious.
throw
if
you
that
off a little
kinda-
bit, but there's a little bit of a connective tissue to those. But
I
yeah,
think that B is affecting C because I absolutely love 11.
Yeah, same here.
All of the turkey, and I think that Elijah Craig tannin note tainted in 11.
you're calling more shenanigans on me. Is that what's
More
happening?
shenanigans. Jeff
Shenanigans.
is just
I thought they were
throwing
all
us all
good.
off tonight.
I thought they were all good though.
Like
You
I
guys
said,
are like
the more pissed off that people get at Jeffrey, the happier he gets.
I like where I was at. These two were close. I would have to go back through without the Elijah Craig and see what I think. But
yeah.
I think this is my first time having them side by side, 11 and 12. I've had them separately, but I think this is my first time having them side by side.
I've had them side by side.
I will do this flight without the
Yep.
Elijah Craig, and I guarantee you 11 beats 12 for me.
Interesting.
100%.
I don't know.
What are the
blind-
the
the
11?
blind-
That tanniny taint juice in between them, and it's gonna make it bad for
The 11 had the turkey, right?
Yes,
They both
The
did.
13-year-old turkey or whatever it is.
yes. 70% of that is turkey.
That
I
12
did.
though was similar.
I
Yeah.
did
Disco
make these
12
guys
was
sour.
similar amounts of turkey, but Disco 12 had turkey and a good amount of Heaven Hill.
Was it 13-year-old turkey in the
Yeah, it was
12?
it was just like the same
Four-
stuff.
14, I think.
Oh, 14.
14.
Yeah, it was pretty much the same
So-
stuff, just held, I guess, a year.
So has it been that most people enjoyed the 11 over the 12, or is that just like it's kind of a toss up for everybody?
My group
it's
is split.
toss-up.
Half of my group on Monday nights likes 12 better, and half of my group likes 11 better. The
Okay.
more like turkey, like strong turkey drinkers prefer 11, and the non like turkey like on a regular base drinkers like a 12 better.
Yep.
So
See, I think they're both. I think they're both good. I did go A, obviously, which is the 12, but
The reason I keep
Well-
sneaking these things on with these guys is, we come up with we got to do our end of year draft probably in about 4 weeks time. So just planting some information into everybody as we kind of think about what bottles make it in there.
he's trying to taint it so that we don't pick these bottles. Is what it's happening. He's like, remember how you didn't like it?
you didn't even like that one, remember? And he pulls up
Yeah.
the clip. B is
I'm telling
trash.
you, this
B
guy,
is trash.
everybody thinks he's the nicest guy, and he's all love. He's evil. He's evil.
Jeff, so just I've met this man personally. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He is. Absolutely one
Always
of the
have an
best
agenda.
humans on the world. Absolutely. I'm
It's
just
okay.
kidding. One of the best humans on the world. But when it comes
Yeah.
to whiskey, he can be devious and mean.
Man, this man drove me around Indiana, so I can't be too mad about him.
And I gave you great whiskey tonight here. Come on.
You gave me great whiskey. Every time I hang out
Good
with
flight.
you, Jeff, you give me great whiskey.
Except for
That also I
you're-
think
you're
helped me out a
okay.
little bit tonight because I know how much MGP you have sitting around there in different various forms and bottles. So when we were in Indiana, I think what was it? We had 70 bottles and like 36 of them
third of
were MGP. There
Yep.
were like 33 of them were MGP. It was just like a ridiculous amount of MGP.
Put out
Well,
some good stuff.
They do.
Let me-
absolutely.
do one more plug here, then we'll get into super chats. If you're interested in getting to the super chats tonight, you're running out of time. We'll only be about 2 more minutes for super chats, but there will be 4 winners tonight. You can see the giveaway scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
Yep. Thanks for doing the flights, Jeffrey. Seriously. I'm just
Yeah,
giving you
this was
shit.
abs and for all of you guys, I appreciate you having me on tonight. This was a lot of fun. Glad I ended up the winner. You guys can, think about that for the next year until hopefully I'm back on next.
We
next
got to
year
go
for this.
back and do a pick together again, Chris. That was a lot of fun, man.
You guys let me know. I would never turn you down on that offer. I promise you that.
All right, 2025. We got to make something happen.
Let's do it.
But before we reach 2025, we are going to, I think in 2 weeks' time, I'm trying to get the final details on this one. So I'll keep everyone posted, but this will be our final pick of 2024. And what we have here will be our Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye pick. So here is a preview of the sticker with the Franchi Bunch featuring the world's worst bourbon channel. Dusty Dan, Drifting Drams were on this pick as well. We also had Adam Shelton and Jonathan too. So little preview of things to come, but we will keep everyone posted as soon as that link is ready. And that one will be going through Sealbach.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Big Vic.
Vic is
Love you,
in
buddy.
last minute. You guys
Yeah,
like-
Vic. And you have to let me know which one to move forward with on the right. Matt
Run,
T's
Forrest,
in
run.
four. We are
Yeah,
working on some more stickers.
Rum Forest Rum.
Yeah.
I definitely dig that one.
Matt T's in for another one.
All
You know,
right.
we should have done Red Rum, Red Rum. I didn't even think about that.
I like the Forest, Rum Forest Rum.
If you don't know what we're talking about, we did do a single barrel rum pick through Old Line, and we went through those samples. Gosh, I guess that was just a week ago over on Saturday. Oh my gosh, time is moving very strangely, but very excited for that one. Gosh, that was like strawberry frosting and angel food cake, and
So good.
It was
man.
a rum.
it's a rum. Yeah, aged in a or finished in a American single malt.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. It's going to be
They're
really
right
good.
down by you, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
yeah. They put out some really good stuff. I've tried
Mm.
a few single barrel picks from them. So
Very cost effective.
Yeah.
pick.
love to hear that.
It's
Yeah, price is
really
great.
well priced, and you're going to get a fabulous spirit to drink. Looking forward to that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right.
Well, thank you, everybody who contributed here tonight. Let me share screen. And then, Chris, I'll let you pick how many times we're going to randomize.
Let's go with 4. Now I'm a big fan of 4.
Let's go with
All right.
American whiskey.
One,
Yeah, let's
two,
go with
three,
Let's go with
four.
American. Let's go with a little burr rye.
Mhm. You know, that rum was finished in an American whiskey barrel, right?
So bourbon rye, or was it from Switzerland? It might have been from Switzerland.
Jeff.
Oh, geez.
All right. Well, good luck,
Like,
everybody.
yeah.
Why don't we go with the full bottle first with the Dusty Wonka? Chris, thank you so much for putting that up tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
Whoever gets this is going to be getting a fabulous bottle. I'm just saying. This is a great,
Like
great pick.
blend.
Ooh,
Hey!
Chuck E.
Chuck D. Congrats again,
Chuck,
buddy.
if you want to, you can email me personally, bourbonoftheweek@gmail.com, or if any of these guys already have your information, feel free to reach out to them, and we'll get it to you one way or another. But bourbonoftheweek@gmail.com.
All
There we
right.
go.
I got his info as well.
Perfect. Then I'll get it from Jeff.
And then let's do the 12 Days of Christmas flight next. So good luck, everybody. And then I'll be personally curating this for you.
I kind of want this one myself. I should have put it in a couple of times.
Woo!
Uncork.
Uncorked. Congratulations. I'll get that one to you as soon as I can. That way you can enjoy it throughout the season. And then Kelsey, we'll do your flight. Remind me again, Kelsey.
Hey,
what-
Henry.
That's right. The J. Henry flight. Oh,
Speaking of the whiskey blender herself, she did all of these, I believe, that I will send to you. So
right. Our timing tonight has been impeccable between me picking this the same week that Jason's barrel comes
I love
out.
the plugs. I love the plugs. I love
Just
when they
falls
line
right-
up.
right into our lap.
Uh-huh.
Ah, there we
Big
go.
There he is.
Vic.
I will be getting that out to you, Big Vic.
Spin it again.
Rum, Forest Rum. That seems to be the consensus of the stickers. I'll have to wrap that one up, and then I'll save everything else. The Tropic Thunder one, which I'll show you some of these afterward.
No, that was a good one. I like the Tropic
Well,
Thunder one too.
We'll save that one for later. The Durrell, the way that Durrell worked on that one's so good.
The Tropic Thunder. Did I see that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you'll see it in a moment. And then for our last flight will be the Old Forester flight from Durrell. So good luck, everyone who is left. And we have a double winner tonight.
Get it, Big Vic.
you go,
Definitely
Vic.
rigged.
It's rigged.
Rigged.
Captain
Jeff rigged this
Riggo
whole
over
thing
here.
since the very beginning.
Since the get-go, weeks ago.
I can't complain too much. I did win out of the three of us, so
You
I
get
am
way too much fun out of
feeling good about
making
that.
us feel like poo-poo sometimes.
All the way from a whole different room and everything. He was excited about this.
Kelsey be plotting his revenge. There's going to be like a
it's
moment in
coming.
January where Kelsey's like,
It's
"You're
coming.
not doing any flights. I'm doing them all." Well, thank you everybody for contributing tonight. Really looking forward to getting these giveaways to you. And then thank you again for all the support. Thank you to all of our contestants tonight for putting up with my shenanigans. Hopefully you're having some fun. 2 weeks left in the challenge. As we talked about earlier, Stacy from 4 Leaf Whiskey will be with us next week. And man, I think that's all I got. Kelsey, Darrell, Chris.
Just
I'm
thanks to
good.
Chris for coming on and hanging out. It was fun to hang out with you again. Hope to do it soon in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you guys are ready, I'm always down to hang out with the three of you and everybody else we've done picks with before. So let's get something on the calendar for 2025 and appreciate everybody in chat. And this is awesome. The advent calendar setup is awesome. So
All right.
Go Birds.
go Birds.
Cowboys, let's go.
Yeah, you guys can keep going. You're on your way home. That's where you go. Cheers.
Well, cheers, everybody. Time to head over to Jason's at the Mash and Drum and tell him we sent you. We'll catch you later on the next Whiskey Wednesday.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.